Hi everyone, my name is Sarah Williams-Conha. I'm the Chief Operations Officer for Tokindrumz Management Agency. We represent Mr. Nedu. He's one of our clients or one of our talents. It has become very important that we do this video because of some allegations that have been leveled against him and also us as a company. We had initially decided not to speak because our lawyers are on it. We had also not spoken because we were invited and the matter was investigated. But as it has gotten to this point, it is necessary for us to provide some clarity so that the average Nigerian who does not understand the situation can get a better idea of what exactly transpired. So I'm going to respond to a couple of things that were said in a video that was shared on Very Dark Man's page. So the first thing I would like to point out that this whole setup was based off a gentleman's agreement. There's no contract, there's no document. It was two people that met and had a conversation, and then the conversation was brought to us as the management company to handle. So let's have that out in the air so that everybody knows. It was a gentleman's agreement, there was no contract. Secondly, we came on board as his management, one, because the subject matter in question had become a corporate social responsibility project for Mr. Nedu, working together with MSBM to raise funds to send students to school. MSBM, as part of their own responsibility in this arrangement, agreed to fund the fundraising activities. We agreed that the fundraising activities would cover Lagos, Abuja, and the UK, with Lagos being the first leg. We also agreed that Lagos would be a launch of the initiative. So 9th of March was chosen as the date for the launch stroke fundraising event to hold. An event planner was contacted to send in a quote. The budget was submitted for 3 different locations. The budget was approved by all parties. Monies were sent. The first set of money that was sent was 40 million, was sent on the 31st of January. The second one was sent on the 6th of February, 10.2 million and 9.8 million coming to 20 million. So total money that was sent for us to begin planning of the event and doing all the other activities that have to do with the event was 60 million. The event planner gave a budget, gave a breakdown of what everything was meant to cover. All parties were on board with that arrangement. The event planner requested for 60% upfront payment. That payment was made to the event planner. In this video, you'll see an invoice that shows the money that was paid to the event planner. A contract was entered into with the event planner and us, the project managers. I would also show proof of that contract. In that event planner's breakdown, there were some things that was meant to be done, right? One of those things was invitation boxes. This is one of the invitation boxes. I'm going to open it and show you what's inside. This is the invite for the event. This box was one of the boxes that was remaining. This is the invite showing the date of the event, the location of the event, the Balmoral Convention Center, Federal Palace Hotel, Ahmadu Bello Way, right? These were the souvenirs that were attached with each of the boxes that we sent out. It's a charger, tabletop charger. We also sent out, we also had pens, writing pens. So this should answer the question of whether invitation was done or not. We have provided all this to the police. This invitation was done. 200 of them was done. I will also show videos of various people receiving their invitation boxes for the event.
Yo, what up, my people? My people, this package mad. Honestly, I don't open them and it's mad. Nedu, anything Nedu does is 100%.
At the Nedu Scholarship Ball in partnership with Metropolitan School of Business and Management, UK.
And I'm giving him the first invite of the Nedu Scholarship Ball.
This is a good one.
Thank you, sir.
Any way we can support a lot of Nigerians that don't have anybody to assist them.
Yes, sir.
Tomorrow will be brighter.
Yes.
Our future will be brighter. And I can see his future bright.
Future bright, yes, sir.
Congrats. I like this step.
Thank you very much.
Nigerians like this taking up such bold step.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, sir.
So 200 of this was produced as agreed in the budget that was prepared by the event planner. So this were produced. Venue is another thing that the argument is about. It's very simple. You can go to Federal Palace Hotel and confirm if the hall was paid for the 9th of March. The payment for the venue was handled by the event planner because that's part of our company's job, right? So, but I also attach pictures from the event. So pictures from the event showing the venue, showing the setup, showing the red carpet, and also showing guests. I will also add pictures of food and drinks because they also said there's no proof that there was food and drinks, right? Food and drinks was also served at the event. Entertainment was also at the event. I will attach pictures of dancers, pictures of singers, pictures of performers. You would see a quartet. You would see somebody playing the piano. And you would also see my conversation and my chat with the event planner when we had to make adjustments to the budget because MSBM pulled out. So that's for food, drinks, the event. I would like to address the issue of 85 million or 83 million. Total budget was 83,600,000. I'm going to show a part of where our lawyers responded to their lawyers after the first message was sent. Total budget was 83,600,000. We all agreed on the budget. 60 million was made available. There was now a balance of 23 million that didn't come in. Digital marketing was done, right? I'm going to show the social media handle that represents the project. It's going to be somewhere in this video. Social media handle that represents the project, and then some of the ads that were run from that social media handle. Videos were done by Mr. Nedu. I'm going to also attach some of those videos.
Greetings. We are the Nedu Foundation Scholarship in partnership with Metropolitan School of Business and Management, UK. Alongside
Videos that show when we were creating the content, right? That he used to promote. What else was the complaint? So when we decided to do this thing, the 83 million budget was for the event in Lagos and also for a publicity drive. Now, the plan was we kick off with Lagos, we continue pushing, we go to Abuja, we continue pushing, we go to London. That was the plan. Because why? We were trying to send 1,000 students to school. That's a lot of students at £10,000 per student. That's a lot of money. So the publicity drive was broken into 3 steps. Pre-event, the event itself, post the event. right? Because I've been hearing this conversation about billboards, billboards, billboards. The event itself was not a ticketed event. And the reason why we did not ticket the event was Nedu was launching it for the first time. There was no history of him hosting such events. And because it was a charity event, we decided to instead start off with people within the industry, friends, colleagues, brands he had worked with that would be interested in kicking off the first leg, right? So we didn't do a ticketed event. We did a strictly by invitation event. And the aim was for us to see how much we could raise from that event before we took the campaign to the road and then to other locations. The billboards in question that we asked for was donation billboards, not event billboards. The billboards were supposed to come up Monday, 11th of March, after the event. The event was to hold on the 9th. Press from the event was meant to start coming out from Monday. And then by Monday, the billboards were supposed to be all over Lagos with the link for donation, the account for donation, and Mr. Nedu's face, because we would have launched the event. Now we can go out fully and ask for donations. Whilst we were preparing for the event and doing all we could to kickstart the event, our partners, MSBM, unilaterally decided to pull out. There is an email from Mr. Dylan that I'm going to also attach in this video. They sent us an email on the 5th of March. Before then, we had had a meeting. And in that meeting, they had expressed their displeasure with the fact that funds were not coming in as fast as they thought they would. And we explained to them that, one, charity in Nigeria does not work the way it works in other countries. We need to keep sourcing for people to donate. You don't make an announcement and immediately people start donating. Secondly, Nigeria was going through an issue with the increment in fuel at that time, and everybody was a bit worried about the future. So it impacted response. And we told them, let's be patient, let's launch the event, and let's launch the initiative. It will pick up subsequently. But they were convinced that it wasn't going to yield results. They also were confused on what was supposed to be activities before the event and activities after the event. We explained to them that the event is the launch. The publicity drive will begin fully after the event. Some publicity had begun. We did a press conference.
And if all these 1,000 people, by God's grace, learn all these things, become better, come back to Nigeria, it adds more value to our country.
I started running ads. I will also attach the pictures of some of the ads that we had started running. But everything else, billboards was going to start after the event because we needed to fully launch the event. Blogs and all that was going to start after the event because we needed to fully launch the initiative. Mr. Nedu, it was a closed event, so Mr. Nedu didn't need to do blogs for publicity, for people to come. He was reaching out to his friends and his colleagues. So everybody that got this box was either a friend, a colleague, or a brand, or somebody that we figured could make a donation. The general public, the average person that he didn't have access to was not part of the people that got this box, because that was our strategy. Now, they sent a mail and said, we will not be moving forward because we don't feel safe and secure that this whole process is going to raise as much money as we thought it was going to raise. That was on the 5th, 4 days before the event. We had the option of canceling the event or still going on with the event. We chose to go on with the event. Reason being, Mr. Nedu had already worked so hard. He had invited people. His brand was at stake, right? So we decided to go on with the event. They also said in the email that they were going to watch the event and see, and based on whatever comes out of the event, they will decide if they were going to provide the remaining funds for us to pay the other vendors, and that we should go ahead and recover funds from the billboards, which we told them would be a problem because we had already made a payment, and if we insisted on a refund, we were going to suffer some losses. They told us to recover that. They told us to recover the monies that had been paid to the PR person for the blogs that were supposed to start rolling out from Monday. We also told them that we're not going to get a full refund because obviously there was some loss that was happening to the company that was supposed to run it. So they were going to calculate some sort of, I don't know the word to call it right now, that was going to help them for this loss of income that we had brought to the table, right? They also said for the influencers, they didn't understand why the influencers hadn't started posting videos. And we explained to them the influencers' videos is not for the event. Influencer video is for the campaign, the publicity. And each of the influencers we have spoken to, because of Nedu's relationship with them, they were going to make videos, put the link of the charity in their bio, and encourage their fans to go click on the link. Now, when we're talking about influencers, we're talking mostly content creators because Mr. Nedu is a content creator. And we had agreed on a 500,000 naira honorarium for any content creator that would be so kind to do us this service. I'll put the budget, and I will show you where we wrote very clearly that this fee is not their normal charge, but they were doing it as a favor to Mr. Nedu. We included it when we were sending the breakdown, so you would also see it, right? So they said we should also recover funds from there to finish the event. They are talking about performances. We had to cancel performances because we couldn't afford to pay for those performances. You had said we're not going to release any more funds. How are we going to pay the performance by Mr. Timi Dakolo? We didn't have the funds. So we obviously couldn't have him perform there that day. We had to accept that that was one of the things that had to go because our budget was not enough to accommodate it, right? After all that was said and done, monies that you told us to recover to use to finish the event was done. Money was raised at the event, 4.1 million. About 19 to 20 million was pledged, which till today has not been honored because we've not followed up on it. 4 million of the money that was raised that night was given to the event planner as balance for the job they had done, because it was not their business that we and our partners were fighting. They were hired to do a job and they had done the job and they deserved to get their balance. It is ridiculous that you expect that you would pull the carpet on an event and expect that the funds that were raised for the event will be handed over to you, forgetting that there are obligations to other people whom we've brought on board. Because in this situation, it is a three-way relationship. We have a relationship with you. We have a relationship with all the vendors we have hired. Our relationship with you cannot allow us punish our relationship with them. So if they have been brought on board to do a service and they have done the service, they deserve to be paid. Whether you feel that enough money was raised or not is not their fault because they don't control donations. And we cannot afford to have them taking us to court for not fulfilling our end of the bargain. And that was the reason why the 4 million that was raised at the event was handed to the event planner and used to pay off all the outstanding that we needed to pay off. Now, it is sad that we have to do this on social media because we've been doing it with our lawyers and the police when you brought the police into the situation. But it is sad that it has come to this point. It is the one thing that Mr. Nedu has done everything he can to avoid because he didn't want to taint the project with this kind of squabble between partners, right? But now that it's out there, we are forced to shed more light. As regards going to court, we encourage all parties. If you are aggrieved, please go to court. The court is the place where we can resolve such matters, not social media. Please feel free to go to court. Feel free to, you've written a petition. The petition, since last year, I will attach the invitation that was given to us. We've honored the invitation all the times they've asked for us to show up. And we've not had any issues with the police. Neither has our lawyers, neither have they had any issues with the police. That's to show that we are people who believe in doing things the proper way. So we would like for us to continue that conversation. If there's any conversation to be had with the police, or you can write another petition if you so wish, or we see ourselves in court. But what we will not do is mudsling. What we will not do is run down each other's businesses on social media. What we will not do is make unfounded statements. What we will not do is make unfounded claims. What we will not do is tarnish each other's image, right? And that's where we don't do that. When we're not interested in doing that. If we're interested in doing that, this happened last year, March, we would have rehashed everything on social media. But because that's not how we operate, we decided to follow legal process, due process, have conversations. If conversations don't work, go to the right channels to sort it out, right? As for Very Dark Man, who is the person who is at the center of this all, meaning this whole matter came to the public because of your personal issues with Mr. Nedu. I would encourage that before you begin to disseminate information and before you begin to claim knowledge of an information, that you do a little bit of research, you ask little bit of questions, right? It's your responsibility before jumping to in front of a camera and making unfounded statements to your followers. It's your responsibility that you do your research, right? So that you're not held responsible for passing of one-sided information. Because in this case, that's the situation. And that's the reason why we'll be taking legal action. We're taking legal action because you have painted a narrative that is not the truth. And we will need you to either come and prove your statements or allow the court, the law take its course in this matter. So that's it. Hopefully this clears the air and we can resume regular programming and Mr. Nedu can continue doing what he knows how to do best. And we too can continue doing what we know how to do best, whilst the parties and the people that are with the responsibility of figuring out whether fraud, misappropriation, or any of that sort occurred will do their job. And then everybody will get a feedback. Thank you.